He's literally making them money. Number one selling merch.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know how many people have bought that shirt? I couldn't even get it, and I had my size. That's why I got the Stone Cold Steve. That's why I had the Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt.
Oh man!
It's LA Knight's game. Yeah.
Recently, WWE's had a long history of freaking dropping the ball on pushing people that need to get pushed immediately.
Yes.
And if they drop the ball on these people we're about to talk about, then it's going to be one of the biggest missed opportunities in WWE history.
Yes, they
for sure.
Yeah, just like you said, they had a history of doing this. So many superstars that should have had that push and never gotten it. Never gotten a world title.
Never did anything like that.
Never did anything like that. Exactly.
Especially some of the new signings, like the people they re-signed recently, they definitely got to get these people some pushes immediately.
This is their second run now, so they need the push.
Yeah.
Or some of them are getting older, so it's time.
It's time. It's definitely time.
They got the crowd behind them and everything, and WWE's still not listening, which, yeah, we're going to get into.
Yeah, we'll get into it for sure. Hello and welcome back to the Backseat Wrestlers. We are back better than ever, of course, ready to bring you another episode. In this episode, we are going to be talking about our top 5 people that need a push immediately before it's too late in WWE.
Yes, whether it's world title or just main event scene in general, these people deserve, not only need, deserve a push.
Yeah, they deserve it by far. Yeah, 100%. They need
some of them need it,
push.
some of them deserve it.
No, they need it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yo,
they need
oh
it.
My God. Of course, first shout out to, of course, the Money in the Bank winners. This is the Sunday after Money in the Bank. So, of course, shout out Seth Rollins and shout out Naomi, which honestly, I'm really happy for Naomi.
Very surprising, but yeah, that was a great.
I'm happy for Naomi.
Both matches were great. Happy for Naomi, exactly, as a heel. She's definitely going to build her character even more.
Yeah. And shout out R-Truth.
Shout out R-Truth.
R-Truth is back.
Stop lying WWE about saying it was a storyline. It was not.
It was not a storyline.
This was fan response. So actually, thank you, WWE, for listening. Thank you, Nick Khan.
Yeah.
Because from reports, I'm hearing it was Nick Khan that had to step in and actually get him back.
Yeah.
And keep listening to us, because remember, we're talking about one guy. We're going to talk about him that definitely needs a push.
Come on now. To us. And it's not only us, it's everybody.
I mean,
the whole
did you see the crowd signs?
Community.
You see the crowd signs every show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're crazy. But yeah, of course, shout out R-Truth. I know Triple H tried to like swerve it around and say that it was part of the storyline. It wasn't.
Yeah, shout out Becky as well. New Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, shout out Becky.
I thought Lyra would retain, but hey, it was a good Money in the Bank. So
pretty good money.
Shout out to all the winners.
Honestly, 4 out of 5. Yes. I would say 4 out of 5.
And shout out Logan Paul too. People hate on him. He put on a good performance too, even though they lost. he put on a good performance.
All right, but of course, yeah, we have 5 people that we want to run down that deserve a push. Of course, these 5 people have never won a world title, so that's of course the qualifications as to why we're choosing them to deserve a push. Obviously, if we had people who already won a title and need a push immediately, we would be talking about like AJ Styles,
yes,
Finn Balor,
yes,
maybe Kevin Owens when he comes back,
hurt, yes.
Exactly, stuff like that.
Because they haven't had a world title for a while.
Exactly,
so that makes sense.
This also disqualifies people who probably have not been there for that long, or again are pretty or relatively young, aka Carmelo Hayes.
I mean, I do have one person who hasn't been here that long on my list.
Yeah,
so
but still, like Carmelo Hayes, Ricky Saints, like all those like young people on NXT and all that. Like obviously they're new. Roxanne Perez just went up to the main roster. We're not going to put them on the list because they're still pretty new. Stephanie Valkyrie.
Yeah, it's also personal preference. This list kind of. It's not.
Yeah, pretty much personal preference. These are people who are aging, who are hitting like that ripe age where it's like perfect for them to be pushed in WWE,
or they just have that look. Some people just have that look as a world champion or a main eventer.
Yeah,
and they're just not getting it. Should we start off with a guy who wasn't Money in the Bank?
So wait, before you do, of course, any honorable mentions?
Yes, of course. So you know what, you just kind of said when I said like AJ Styles, but that's like somebody who hasn't won it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about people who hasn't won it. Ludwig Kaiser deserves a big push.
Ludwig Kaiser definitely
ever since he's left Imperium, even though he's still kind of technically in it.
Yeah.
He's put on banger matches like all year.
Yeah.
Win or lose, and most of them have been losses, but he's put on great feuds. He's a great heel. He deserves a push. Austin Theory, another young guy who looks like he could be turning face soon with his partner.
I hope he does.
Grayson Waller, him and they're going back and forth, but he has the look of a champion, and he can definitely work in the ring. He's getting better.
Yeah.
And this guy does the Wyatt Six, but I'm not even talking about the Wyatt Six. Uncle Howdy deserves a singles push.
You think Uncle Howdy deserves a singles push?
I'm not even talking about world title. I believe they should. That character is too good. About it. I feel like that character is too good to just have with the tag team thing and not have a singles run. You know how many storylines they can do with him? Just imagine him and, like, for example, John Cena after the Firefly thing.
Oh, the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
seen
that would be
rumors.
pretty cool.
John Cena, the real John Cena, is still stuck in the Firefly Funhouse, and Uncle Howdy has to bring out the real John Cena. I don't know, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
That'd be
that
fire.
actually sounds kind of cool.
That character's too good to not have a single song. Anyway, those are some people. Do you have any more?
Not necessarily. I was gonna say Theory.
Yeah,
I think
yep.
again. Remember, I run down to people who are young who can still wait a little bit, like Carmelo Hayes,
Oh,
etc.
of course. They
I
got
love
plenty
Carmelo
of time.
Hayes, massive fan. But yeah, of course, let's just get into the list. So, of course, you did mention we could definitely start off with one of the people who should have won Money in the Bank
3 years in a
3
row.
years in a freaking row. Let's talk about L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, L.A. Knight. He is 42 years old, 42 years young.
Still
However, that's like the ripe old age of like a superstar. In
right
WWE
now,
at the moment.
there are plenty of superstars in their 40s that are great.
42 is the new 32 in WWE.
Yes.
If you want to say that.
Well, wrestling in general. So.
Yeah, just wrestling in general.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of the older superstars are actually like in
they're
their
taking
prime.
care of their bodies more, and they work longer.
Exactly. Yeah, they're able to work a lot longer. I can see LA Knight running till he's about 50. To be honest,
Definitely.
Yeah.
AJ Styles is like 47, and he puts on bangers when he's still out there.
Yeah, he's retiring too, and that's
John
depressing.
Cena, the literal champion, is old. John Cena. So it's like,
yeah. All right, so LA Knight, of course, he did make his NXT debut at NXT Vengeance Day. Of course, we're just talking about a rundown of like all of his stuff that he has done so far in WWE. Of course, he had a good feud with Christian Grimes, feuding for the $1 Million Championship. Of course, winning it before making his main roster debut under the horrible gimmick of a freaking talent agent called Max Dupree.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
Basically, running the Maximum Male models with
Maxine Dupree.
Yeah, with Maxine Dupree. Yeah, they were gimmicky brother sister talent agents,
and which makes no sense because he's like probably almost 20 years older than her.
Yeah, it was freaking ridiculous.
But who are the superstars in it?
Monse and Mansoor.
Yeah, Mansoor.
Yeah. They're now in AEW.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thankfully, of course, the gimmick did not last, and he reverted back to his LA Knight gimmick, turning on Maximum Male models, which was honestly fire.
And he's ever since then, as soon as he turned, he's started getting the biggest pops.
Oh yeah. Of course,
especially that he was running 2020, like 2023.
2023 was his good time.
Feuding with Roman.
Yeah. So of course, some of the main stuff that he was known for is having a feud with Bray Wyatt before his passing.
Yes.
It was Bray Wyatt's last feud. Ended up in a pretty decent match with all the lights off and all that. No, you get it. It was really freaking cool. It's like a Mountain Dew thing. I hate the
it was like a glow match, but it worked with Bray Wyatt and the character.
It did. Yeah.
And it was Bray Wyatt's last work with somebody, so that's kind of special with LA Knight.
Of course, as Elvis did mention, 2023 was, of course, a big year for him. He did have a title opportunity against Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel 2023. Ended up losing due to a distraction from, of course, the Bloodline.
Yes, but all year long, he was getting the biggest pops. And he still is.
Yeah, remember when he walked by Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns was making his entrance? Yes. That was peak.
But remember, every entrance, as soon as it started LA, the crowd just goes wild.
Insane. After that, of course, he's become a 2-time U.S. champion, and fans have been very vocal of his poor booking ever since.
Yes, he had 2 title reigns. His first one was 118 days. He lost it to Shinsuke Nakamura. Then he defeated Nakamura again.
Won it back.
And then he lost it to Jacob Fatu, who's a great U.S. champion.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And honestly, he's outgrown the mid-card scene. That's why, of course, we are saying that he deserves a push. Some of these people could get mid-card titles, but LA Knight is one of those guys we think deserves a main title. Yes. He deserves the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship.
In terms of hype and then his age,
it's a perfect opportunity.
It's the opportunity. You got to capitalize on it. You can't wait any longer.
No, if you can't.
3 straight Money in the Banks.
I feel like if you wait another year, it's done.
He was the fan favorite in all 3 of them too. All 3 of the last Money in the Banks, the fans have wanted him to win.
Yeah, he was.
Especially last year.
I will say this year, to be honest, Penta got a lot of pops.
Oh no!
He was.
A lot of these guys got. I'm not saying obviously people love Penta.
Yeah,
but they were in LA too.
Yeah, LA Knight should have won.
And a lot of people in the crowd, like even the pre-show, that were asking fans, they were saying LA Knight.
Yeah,
it made sense.
Oh my god,
it made too much sense for it to happen.
So yeah, he's been in the Money in the Bank 3 years in a row. Has been the fan favorite 3 years in a row.
Yes.
Each year, of course, we believe that he was going to win the Money in the Bank and finally get the opportunity of being a world champion. And unfortunately, every single time he gets close, they take it away from him. He's only had 1 world championship reign in his entire career, and that was as TNA Global Champion, which is now the TNA World Championship. as Eli Drake.
If you look at his old, he's always been great on the mic and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He's always done great things.
100%. Yeah, he's been really good on the freaking mic. Of course, he's mostly known for his mic work. He's hilarious. He can kill anybody on the freaking mic. He's shown that he can be up there with the top stars.
And he can definitely work in the ring. People underestimate
yeah.
his skills. Like, he's actually really athletic for his age and everything too.
Yeah, you know how good he is in the ring? He does the motion capture for WWE games, for WWE 2K.
Look at that.
He does the motion capture for a lot of the moves. That's how good he is in the ring. A lot of people underestimate his in-ring work because maybe I don't know, he doesn't do like a lot of high flying stuff, but he's really good.
Yeah, you don't have to. He's a power guy.
He's a power guy. Yeah.
Dude, but he's also a technical guy.
I don't know. Like, I feel like they're just wasting the opportunity. This dude can literally be a world champion tomorrow.
Yeah, he's already getting the pop. And then top 5 merch seller for the last few years.
Top 5 merch seller, literally one of the best on the mic, gets some of the biggest pops. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. I don't know what the hell they keep doing it.
He gets comparisons to 2 of the best of all time, The Rock and Stone Cold.
Yeah, for real.
That's if you compare somebody, that means they're world champion.
Bro, if you're getting compared to Stone Cold Steve Austin and they haven't put a world title on you, what the hell are you doing? What are they doing?
Yeah.
It literally makes zero fucking sense.
They gave him the U.S. title, but I don't know.
And no,
I thought he should never win it back.
He's outgrown the U.S. title.
He shouldn't even went back for it.
I agree. I feel like it was a step back. He won it, and then he was still in the same place that he was when he first won it. I thought it was going to be a stepping stone for him to get to the main title, like Gunther when he won the IC title.
I thought it was exactly like that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be just like that, but no, they haven't done that. I don't know. I just really hope he does get another title opportunity. It'd be really nice to see him go against John Cena. I feel like that'd be good. He doesn't need to win, but I think it'd be really nice to at least give him that opportunity.
Remember they teamed up?
Former partners, exactly. So they have a little bit of a backstory there. That'd be pretty freaking cool. Why the hell not? I mean, John Cena still has like 6 months left in his heel reign. It'd be really nice to see him go against LA Knight. The back and forth on the mic between 2 of the GOATs on the mic.
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
It'd be freaking great.
So anyways, yep.
So
LA Knight's definitely one of the
LA Knight, 42 years old. The clock is ticking. You need to put a freaking title on him now. Like now. All right, so yes, number 4, I definitely want to talk about, and this is somebody that we've been talking about for a very long time, and of course has been getting all the hype online. Karrion Kross.
Yes.
Karrion freaking Kross. He is 39 years old. 39 years young.
Yeah, he actually...
No, the worst part about it, there's a lot of rumors that WWE has yet to come in contact with him for a new contract.
Yes.
And his contract is up this summer.
Exactly. Which is very soon. It's already
very soon.
Like a month,
it's probably like a month or 2, and then he's probably done.
Yes.
Yeah. So
if those rumors are true, this is it's an absolutely like sell job by WWE. Like stupid.
100%.
His number 1 selling shirt on WWE.com. Like, do you really want to give that away?
I don't think anymore, but he had it for like a whole month.
I was looking, and apparently
he's still one of the top sellers.
It still says number 1, I believe. Last time I checked.
Okay, damn.
I checked like 2 days ago, and it said,
I think he lost.
I bought this shirt, but like.
I think he lost it to R2.
They didn't have my size
when R2 had the Ron Cena shirt.
Oh, okay. So that was it. That was only like a week ago.
It was only like a week, yeah, and then he got it back. So yeah, of course, everybody's been talking about Karrion Kross and all of his like amazing interviews he's been doing recently.
He's building himself on his own social media.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't even have to help him. He's doing it himself.
He's doing it himself. Of course, just a rundown of Karrion Kross. Of course, he did make his NXT debut on April 8th of 2020. And was dominant his entire NXT reign.
Yes.
Of course, he won the NXT title at NXT TakeOver 30, defeating Keith Lee. Unfortunately, he did have to vacate due to injury, literally like 4 days later. But of course, he did come back to defeat Finn Balor at Stand and Deliver to win back the title and had successful title defenses against NXT greats, aka like Adam Cole, freaking Kyle O'Reilly, Johnny Gargano, like those people. Like he had some fantastic matches against them. Unfortunately, he did drop the title, and his only loss in NXT, because he never lost in NXT before this, to Samoa Joe at a TakeOver 36. Pretty decent match, honestly. To lose it to Samoa Joe, that's perfect.
Fine.
They're perfectly
Especially
fine with me.
You're moving up.
Yeah, exactly. He immediately went to the main roster after that. Of course, his main roster stuff was terrible. When he was NXT champion, he did go to the main roster for just a quick match against Jeff Hardy, lost it in 2 minutes. Which basically completely downplayed his whole character. Went back to NXT, lost it to Samoa Joe, came back to the main roster, and started dressing up like a BDSM character. Like, bro, he was like a dominatrix. This dude was wearing a freaking gladiator mask and like some straps that like went around like his nipples and stuff. Like, what
This
the hell?
This was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
They took away everything that made him great. They, instead of having a black and white entrance and like that amazing theme
with
song,
Scarlett too.
changed the theme song, took away Scarlett.
Let's not forget because she's along with him, so she needs to push as well.
Oh, yeah.
them together.
Yeah, no, she's a
perfect.
big part of his gimmick.
Yes, exactly.
You can't have Karrion Kross without
She
Scarlett.
promos with him, the entrance, everything.
Yeah, she plays a major role in it. But yes, of course, on August 23rd, 2021, he made his main roster debut, again wearing that BDSM outfit, and they basically stripped away his whole personality. A few months later, he does get released, and then he does return on August 5th, 2022, to a very surprising crowd. The crowd was actually surprised. Nobody really thought he was going to return. He did have an okay feud with Drew McIntyre when he did return as well, defeating him in a strap match, and then losing, I think, at Crown Jewel in a steel cage match to Drew McIntyre.
And then he went back to nothing.
Yep. And of course, he had the Final Testament, did team up, faced Bray Wyatt. Not Bray Wyatt, my mistake. Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six in one of the most terrible freaking storylines ever.
Yeah, that's the last feud, the last major feud he's been in.
Yeah.
Final
Testament, it led to nothing. Final Testament got released. And ever since then, he's just been in backstage segments.
Stalking Sami Zayn,
AJ Styles, a bunch of faces.
Trying to
turn him heel, basically.
Which has been good. He's only been on TV, remember, 30 seconds to a minute with the promos, and he's getting the loudest cheers.
He really is.
And the promos are great. I mean, they're awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome.
The way he's trying to turn everybody heel, I like what they're doing. I just wish it was an actual storyline where he's actually wrestling and doing something.
Yeah.
Not just 30 seconds and that's it. Because what he's doing is I like how he's doing it. Like he's saying he's the devil, and he's trying to turn people heel.
You know what's crazy?
I like it. It's just they're not actually doing nothing with it.
Yo, the 30 seconds that he gets of screen time per episode on Raw is some of like the loudest pops on the entire show.
Yes, and it's also like some of the best promo work on the show.
Some of the best promo work on the show. Yes, dude is freaking fantastic. He's been in interviews showing how much he's been.
Oh my god, that
angry at WWE for not pushing him.
That WrestleMania week interview he did. Oh my god,
that was fire.
That was incredible.
The one he recently did where he took a photo with like the Money in the Bank briefcase, basically hinting on the Hawani show, hinting that he can potentially become a part of the Money in the Bank. We begged for it. They didn't even put him in a freaking qualifying match.
There's signs everywhere in the crowd.
Ridiculous.
Even last night during Money in the Bank, push, Karrion Kross. It's like the number one sign I see now.
Yes, I honestly, truly believe at this point, he needs to leave WWE because they're not going to give him a good contract.
Or if they give him a big contract and actually,
unless they absolutely promise him a freaking push.
I mean, they can. If you're number one selling merch and then you're getting all these cheers, it makes no sense for the company to let you.
It literally makes zero sense. I think
it makes.
I think he'd be the perfect guy to beat Jey Uso.
You want to make
for
money.
The title?
Yeah, yes.
I think it'd be great.
Even though the way it looks was the Seth Rollins story, I think he's probably going to be.
Yeah, Seth just won the Money in the Bank, so he's definitely going to win it.
But I mean, I don't know. Even if it's not world title.
No, you can.
I mean, I want him with the world title. Let's say, but he needs to push.
Test run him.
Yes.
Test run him. Put the IC title on him. See how he does.
Yes, or just give him the major push to turn one of these top superstars heel and like make it an actual storyline.
Yes,
but it's like with a main eventer.
It'd be awesome.
You can see how it works out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't immediately have to put the title on him. Put a test run on him. Put him on TV and matches weekly. See if the crowd is still behind him after a couple weeks. If they are, put a mid-card title on him. If he does really well with that, you can make him drop it and put him in the main card as we believe he should be in.
Yeah, had him kill Dominic Mysterio. And I'm like, I actually like Dom with the IC title, but because I don't know about Jacob Fatu and him.
Yeah, no, he's not beating Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
But I mean, come on.
Yeah, they got to do something.
Remember that little documentary about WrestleMania weekend?
It was
he did himself on his own social media.
It was so freaking cool.
YouTube. Yep. That's all him.
That's all him. He's putting
him and Scarlett are just doing everything.
Putting videos out on the social media, and they're all great.
That's how the fans got behind him. His own social media.
Yeah, and
WWE's not doing nothing.
It literally seems like WWE is punishing him for getting himself over. Kind of like what they did with Zack Ryder a few years ago.
Yeah, it makes no sense how the people do that. They're literally. I mean, he's literally making them money. Number one selling merch.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know how many people have bought that shirt? I couldn't even get it, and I had my size. That's why I got the Stone Cold. That's why I had the Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt.
Oh man,
they only
they ran out of your size.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, number 3 for who deserves a push and needs it immediately. Jade Cargill.
Yes, this was kind of my pick.
It was definitely your pick. I was kind of hesitant. on that because she is kind of new.
I don't think she. Let me explain about like not need, but like just like I don't know. She's just
She does fit that.
she's fits the world. I don't know, just the
Her
look.
Her look definitely
all,
fits a world champion.
But it's not only the look; she has a resume.
Yeah. So run down her resume. What have she done so far?
So obviously, back while she was in AEW, she became the inaugural TBS champion when she defeated Ruby Soho, and she held it for 508 days. And
I
she was
forgot she had a
dominant.
title reign that long.
She was dominant. Like if you don't remember, if you
how
want,
many
even
matches
if you
did she
want,
win? It's like 50.
I remember she was like undefeated. It was like 50 something,
Yeah.
But she was dominating everybody until she finally lost it to Chris Statlander at AEW Double or Nothing 2023.
Yeah.
So after that, she a couple more appearances, but she leaves AEW.
Yeah, leaves AEW, and it was super surprising.
Yes, very surprising.
Very
she was an
surprising.
up and coming superstar, but
she was one of the first major people to leave AEW to go to WWE.
Yes, but she probably got the bag.
Oh, she definitely got the bag.
And then she made her WWE debut with 2024 Royal Rumble. Even though a couple weeks prior she showed up on NXT real quick.
Yeah,
when Triple H showed up for her, but it wasn't really a debut. It was during the Royal Rumble. She had a good thing there. Then she hasn't really done too much since she became tag team champion with Bianca Belair.
That was a good one.
They were a dominant tag team.
Good run.
So tag team, and then the breakup happened because of Naomi, and she's still stuck in that kind of feud with Naomi, even though Naomi just won the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, she did beat Naomi at WrestleMania. That was pretty good.
Yeah, she beat Naomi at WrestleMania.
It was a decent match.
And I don't know. I just feel like she easily has the look of a world champion. Out of all the women who haven't won a title yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, other than like Roxanne and them, but they just came up from NXT.
Yeah.
I'll talk about all the other women on the roster who haven't won a world title. If you just look at her, I mean, that's it right there. She gets the crowd response. She was a dominant champion in AEW.
She was.
A year and a half. That's crazy. I didn't even realize it was that long until I did my research.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing.
Her in-ring skills got to get a little bit of. She's getting better and better every single time. Say.
Her in-ring skills are still kind of and I don't know how I feel about it because when she was TBS champion, if I'm being honest, and again, so Jade Cargill, there's moments where I think she's great, and there's moments where I'm just like whatever. When she was TBS champion, I was kind of bored of the TBS championship.
I mean, it's because to be honest, she was just so dominant. It was.
Well, not only that, it was just
I think she was too dominant.
I just thought like every single segment was the same. I thought it was just kind of boring. So that's why I'm like, I don't know how I feel about her winning the world title, but again, she has shown flashes of like having that it factor, I guess you can call it.
And then she already has the look. It's just the
so
the in-ring skills are getting better. And I don't know. Out of all the people who haven't had the world title, because this was on people who haven't had it yet.
Yeah.
For the woman, I believe she's other than the people who just came up from NXT recently.
Yeah.
Because obviously, Stephanie looks like a definitely future world champion. Roxanne, all of them.
Again, like there were some things that kind of like disqualify some people that I wanted to put on there, like AKA Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green just had a great push when she was U.S. champion.
Yes,
and she's been doing fantastic in WWE. She's on weekly television, so that's why I didn't really put her as instead of Jade Cargill
because she's still getting
a pretty decent push. I think she could be world champion one day for sure. But Jade, I kind of get.
Yes, I thought the storyline with Bianca and like Naomi should have been better. First of all, I thought her and Bianca, a feud between them is still looming. Something's got to happen. They even asked Naomi about it. Like,
they don't even mess with each other anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need a feud. Which one turns heel? Everybody wants to see Bianca heel, but Jade could be great as a heel too.
Yeah, she was pretty good as a heel in AEW.
That's what I'm saying. She was TBS champion when she was dominant as a heel. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not world. Even if it's not world title. I think she deserves a main event push, especially in the women's scene, because it's always the same woman as champion. It's Rhea, it's Liv, it's Io, and it's Becky. Lately, and Charlotte, obviously. But the new dominant force, one of the top, Jade's got to be in there.
I think that in terms of like a push for Jade, I truly believe that they should definitely go with that feud against Bianca. Yes. Bianca's already a
test
proven,
that first.
Exactly, she's a proven main event talent. You can do that. They test each other out, see how that does, see if she can handle being in that spot.
It's kind of like we're carrying across what we just said.
Exactly.
You don't have to immediately put to the world title. Give him a big main event push. See how he does. Just like Jade Cargill. Give her that main event push. If it doesn't work out, I'll take it back.
Yeah.
But she's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen her as a dominant champion already.
Let her face Bianca. Bianca can still carry a freaking feud if she wants to. And then go from there. If it's good, then I guess you can push her to get that world title.
And she still gets the crowd reactions. People love her.
Exactly. Or of course, obviously, if it goes bad, just leave her out television for a little bit.
And
Figure
she
out
was
what you want
one
to
of
do.
the most hyped signings from AEW. So I think you have to push her either way.
Yeah,
you just got to, even though it makes sense.
Again, like this list is about before it's too late, and I guess you're kind of right. If they don't push her now, she's just gonna be lost in this.
She's gonna be lost.
Yeah,
as a regular, puts on okay matches.
Yeah, because she's not really on television every week either. So that's the thing too. I don't know.
That's what I meant. Yes.
Yeah,
and she hasn't had it yet. So like just like a lot of other people, plenty of these girls, plenty of these women deserve a world title run. But as of right now, who haven't won is probably, like you said, Chelsea Green or Jade Cargill. Other than the new ones who just came up, they got to work their way up.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right, so number 2 for superstar who needs a push now and not later. Now, I'm gonna have to say Rusev.
Yes.
AKA Miro from AEW. Yes. Yo, Miro, AKA Rusev, had a fantastic run in AEW. Of course, let's talk about him for a second. Age 39 years old. He is a 39-year-old man. He's been with, of course, WWE prior to, of course, leaving to go back to go to AEW and then coming back recently in April of this year.
Yes, he was a former U.S. champion.
Yeah, former U.S. champion. Had a pretty decent feud with
Cena and stuff. But after that, it went completely downhill with the Rusev Day stuff, and then the Bobby Lashley and Lana stuff. Like all that.
Oh my God!
Everything went downhill after that, and then that's when he was released and he left something like that.
No, he was released. So he was released. He ended up going to AEW.
Changed his image almost in AEW with this Miro stuff.
Yeah. So he was in AEW from 2020 to 2025. He was known as the Redeemer,
and he had a great run, and then they kept him off for a long time.
Yeah, there was a lot of like issues, of course, with like I guess like the way it was travel, and it was also just like I guess he didn't like his creative direction.
Yes, but when he actually had the push, it worked. The crowd would be on him. TNT champion.
TNT, my fault. Yeah, TNT champion.
140 days he had it for,
which
is decent. But he was dominant during that time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just like with the I liked his entrance too, with like the horn.
Yeah, that was fire. I wish he kept that when he went over here.
They kind of got like a little horn.
It kind of seems like he still has a little bit of the Redeemer in him in his new thing.
I mean, because it worked. They just AEW dropped the ball on him, not him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this: AEW dropped the ball on him.
I think he should have been AEW champion.
Yes. He could have been.
He 100%. He could have been for sure.
But he lost it to Sammy Guevara. Then after that, they just didn't do too much with him after that.
No.
But every time he would show up, he was a dominant force. I just feel like now in WWE that he's back. So far, he's undefeated. But again, it's only been a few matches. He should be booked as like almost like Gunther was. Remember when he was coming up?
Yeah.
Just dominant champion, destroying everybody. That's how I feel like that's how Miro's got to be booked. Or Rusev. My bad. I feel like that's how Rusev should be booked, just like Gunther. Before he lost the title.
He definitely has that
same type of booking. I feel like exactly like that.
He has a really good physique. That dude is freaking massive.
No, but he can wrestle too.
He can wrestle. He's a really good wrestler.
And then I kind of like the storyline. Technically, what he's doing now, he's like people who are underachieving. He's smashing them.
Yeah.
But then sooner or later, that's gonna just run its course.
He needs to face.
He needs to face main event talent.
Yes.
And destroy them just to book him dominantly. Like
Gunther, not gonna lie.
Gunther was.
Yeah, but you know that because John Cena's basically facing people he's faced before. John Cena versus Rusev, run that back. Run that back. I would not mind that at all. It doesn't even have to be at a pay-per-view. You can run it back on a SmackDown. I don't care.
Saturday Night's Main Event or something.
Saturday Night's Main Event.
I just don't know. I don't know technically how Gunther he gets crowd reactions, but he kind of acts like a heel, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And John Cena's the heel. WWE doesn't really like doing heel for.
I'm not talking about Gunther. I'm talking about Rusev.
I mean, Rusev. Yeah, Rusev's kind of like a heel almost, even though he's getting cheers.
Yeah, he's getting cheers because he's getting good. Cheers,
but yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does. I don't know.
I love Rusev.
I just think the way the character work.
Yeah, you did mention Rusev Day. Rusev Day was between 2017 2018, and honestly, he got over a gimmick that was supposed to bury him.
Yes,
and he made it one of the most popular things in WWE. Rusev Day was every day. The freaking shirts were everywhere. He was at one point the #1 merch seller during that time.
The Rusev Day stuff.
And
exactly.
WWE buried him for it. It was mostly Vince. He even said straight up, I don't see him as a world champ. They buried him for it. They put him in a cuck storyline with Bobby Lashley and his wife Lana, which was one of the worst things they ever did in WWE.
That's why I'm glad he left.
Thank God he left.
It works like it happened with Cody, with Drew. He left, built a different type of character, built himself up, even though AEW kind of dropped the ball with him in the end.
It was still great for what it was.
He held the title, and he was a dominant champion while he had it.
Yeah.
And just the look and everything, the entrance, and then just the dominant in-ring work and the mic skills are getting better.
Yeah.
Book him as this dominant guy for now. I feel like.
Well, just think about it like this too. With like AEW, like yeah, he was there from 2020 to 2025. He didn't wrestle like the last like year and a half of his contract. He didn't do anything. He was just at home.
It was kind of like Ricky Starks like the last.
Yeah,
year.
like Ricky Starks, or now he's called Ricky Saints in NXT.
They didn't have him do anything the last year.
He didn't do anything. Yeah, so like they're dropping the ball on a lot of these people.
But I don't know. Rusev can be. I just picture a dominant world champion run.
Exactly. I think he's a good world champion.
Where he's smashing everybody. Or even, let's say he wins the Intercontinental Champion. Nobody defeats him for like a year. Like, he's just dominant. And then once you have somebody finally defeat him, that puts that person over too. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
They did it with Gunther and Jey Uso. Sami Zayn beat Gunther. That put Sami Zayn over. And then now Jey Uso beat Gunther, that put
Jey over. Now he's main event.
Because Gunther is seriously main event. Gunther was dominant. The same exact way you got to do with Rusev.
Let
him be dominant champion, whether it's mid card or world title. Just give him a big push.
Yes.
And then you have a chance to build somebody else in there.
Rusev's that guy that can be world champion. He can hold it for a very dominant time, and then he can put over a young talent, and he can make a new superstar.
That's exactly what I mean. Like it makes sense. Yeah. When you're pushing him, you're also pushing someone else in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
You're pushing someone else in the end.
So Rusev definitely needs a freaking world championship. I think
again he's 39 years old too. So like, you're not gonna have him for that long.
Yeah,
and he's never won the world title. So like, capitalize on it.
They need to capitalize on it ASAP. All right, and then let's move on to number 1. This is my guy. I love this dude. I really hope he freaking becomes world champion one day. And they haven't really. He just recently signed back with WWE. Aleister Black.
Yes.
Aleister Black needs a world title.
Yes. Another guy like just. Again, I always mention the look. He looks like
his gimmick,
a main eventer.
Dude,
the entrance and everything in the gimmick.
His Muay Thai background and wrestling. Yes. Oh my God, it's so good.
His striking is incredible in the ring.
So yes, let's run down him. Aleister Black is 40 years old.
Another guy. See, age is a factor too.
Made his WWE debut at NXT Orlando 2017, defeating Andrade. He did, of course, win the NXT Championship not too long afterwards, also defeating Andrade.
Yes,
at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Champion. He only held it for 108 days, but he was a pretty good champion.
But the matches were great, every single one.
It were. Yep. He ended up losing to Tommaso Ciampa due to Johnny Gargano's interference. Had a feud with Johnny Gargano that was pretty good as well. And then he ended up making his main roster debut in 2019, where he basically just bounced back and forth from Raw and SmackDown during like the whole draft segments and all that. It was basically a whole bunch of meaningless feuds before being released in June 2nd, 2021.
Yeah, COVID era happened. They didn't do much with him, and that's when everything went down.
I will say this, though. In his first run with WWE, he did have a feud with Seth Rollins and Buddy Matthews.
That was great.
Where he injured his eye, and he's been selling that eye ever since. And it's been freaking great.
And that feud was very good because they put him against a main eventer, even though it wasn't too long.
It's pretty good, though.
It was good. Yeah. And that tells you he can work with main event talent.
Yeah. So from 2021 to 2025, he was signed to AEW, where he feuded with Cody Rhodes in his first feud and his first match, honestly.
Another great feud.
He ended up defeating Cody Rhodes in back-to-back matches. Literally back-to-back matches. He beat him twice.
Yes. Cody Rhodes, the guy who's literally the guy in WWE right now.
Yes.
Who's like the main guy. That's the guy he beat twice in a row.
And then it just went all downhill from there in AEW.
I mean,
he barely had any singles matches.
House of Black, he had House of Black gimmick, which he was a great leader in it. It's just...
Yeah, but no, this is ridiculous. You beat Cody Rhodes twice, and then after that, he was only in like I could honestly, you can count on how many fingers you have in your hands. That's how many singles matches he had from that point on until the end of his AEW career.
Like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, ridiculous. He's only had like 7 or 8 singles matches in AEW. Of course, during that time, he of course did form House of Black with Buddy Matthews, Brody King, and Julia Hart, and they were the most dominant trios champions of all time in AEW. They also had the most trios wins in AEW history as well. Of course, afterwards, he was released and rejoined WWE in April of 2025. And ever since then, he's been putting on some pretty decent matches. He hasn't lost via pinfall. He did lose, of course, a triple threat match when he was going to. I thought he was going to be in a Money in the Bank match.
Yeah,
but I guess
qualifier match.
Qualifier match. Of course, LA Knight ended up winning that. He did have a match recently on SmackDown against LA Knight, where Seth Rollins did
Good
come
match.
in for the
Great
save.
match.
It was a great match
Well, it
before
lasted.
then. Yeah, pretty good match. So it shows you he can face main event talent, be really, really good with it, and get a lot of crowd reactions. He ended up getting speared to hell by freaking Braun Breaker. So I'm really hoping that leads to something too.
So yeah, he could be getting a little push right now. We'll see. But I don't know. WWE also, they are missing that one mysterious character. I know they have Untapped, but they're not using them.
They're not using Untapped.
Like they need that like one dark mysterious character that's dominant. I believe he can be that.
He can definitely be that guy.
I don't know. And a guy like that doesn't even though we want him to win a world title, he doesn't even need a world title. Just put him in the biggest feuds possible. Main event scene.
Yes. 100%. No,
I don't know.
So let's just say this, first of all. If you haven't watched AEW and you didn't watch AEW for the past couple of years, House of Black, when it first started, before it became watered down towards the end, was one of the coolest things on television.
Yes.
Like the entrance was freaking fire. They came out wearing like skulls and like
Aleister Black
antlers and stuff.
Incredible entrances.
It was literally one of the coolest things ever. They were completely dominant, destroying people like the Young Bucks, the Elite, all of them. Like they were really, really good. Aleister Black was looking like he was going to be a dominant champion. It looked like he was going to be a world champion.
And
they just never pushed him to be a single star. But during that time, the promo work from Aleister Black, he was known as Malachi Black in AEW, but from Aleister Black during that time, and like the vignettes and all that stuff they would show with them, were some of the best stuff on AEW.
And then they just wouldn't use them.
And they just wouldn't use them.
Just like WWE, he wasn't used. He's back now. Like you said, 40 years old. It's time. All these people we're mentioning, except for Jade, they're at that age and time where
it's perfect for them to get pushed now.
To be pushed, and they need to be pushed.
They need to be pushed. The thing with Aleister Black as well, his entrance is the best entrance on this list. He has one of the best entrances in WWE.
Yes, him, Karrion.
Oh my God, it's so freaking cool. Karrion's definitely up there as well, but I just love Aleister Black's entrance.
I'm glad that they kept the old one.
Yes.
It was perfect already. Like he literally has the perfect character. He just needs the storyline and the push. That's it. Like that's all it is.
You know what else I think?
Like I said, he doesn't even need a world title. It's just even like let's say he becomes like I said the same thing with Karrion, but like Intercontinental Champion. Yeah. He can have that for like a year and just be dominant.
If you want to know how good Aleister Black is, you need to watch. First of all, his matches against Cody Rhodes because he was dominant. But in terms of great matches, watch his title match against Andrade. You watch that match, I guarantee you're going to think this guy is world champion.
Now that you say that, that's another one I mentioned. And Andrade, he had great matches in NXT as NXT champion as well.
He was pretty good as NXT champion.
And then he just got back to WWE as well. Well, not just got back, but it's been like
he hasn't done anything though since. Except
he left the same thing. He kind of had the same thing where he had a little push, then he left. He didn't really do nothing, and then
I think his problem, and it's not even a problem. It's just a problem in WWE. They can't push people who can barely speak English unless you're a woman for some reason. So like
Stephanie Bakir.
Exactly, Stephanie Bakir, Io Sky and all this stuff. Love them. They're perfect, and I love that they get pushed. They don't do that with the men's roster. If you can't speak English, you're not going to get a world title. That's literally how it seems like.
No, but he can speak.
Barely.
Andrade.
I mean, I'm talking about in terms of like full blown storylines. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like WWE doesn't see it that way.
Yeah, I know.
And it's ridiculous. But yeah, in terms of Aleister Black, he doesn't have that issue. This dude can cut great promos. He has a perfect freaking character. He has fantastic moves. He does stuff in WWE that nobody else can because of it. And his wrestling style is extremely unique to him.
Yeah, it's just like
it's so good.
Striking Muay Thai type style.
It's so good. Like they need to push this dude immediately.
Yeah, imagine that. Yeah, it's like I don't know.
They got to do something.
I'm trying to think of who could be the next, like almost like Bray Wyatt, almost. Even though it's kind of different.
I know it's different, and obviously nobody can be the next Bray.
Nobody could, yeah.
But he can kind of fill a little bit of that void. He has a really good storytelling, and you just they haven't been able to show that because they're not giving him the perfect.
Even though Bray Wyatt was champion, some of his best work was
without the title. Yeah,
like Aleister Black doesn't even need the title. He could just be, like I said, that one mysterious character that just ruins everybody's time in WWE. I don't know.
It'd be cool. But yeah, of course, those are the 5 people that we believe deserve a push and need the push now before it is way too late in WWE. Of course, you can like, comment, subscribe. We'll be back with another episode. Maybe we'll do one of these on AEW because AEW definitely has a lot of freaking people.
AEW has some.
It's going to
be hard to pick 5 because AEW has so many people that deserve a push.
lot of talent. Yeah, they definitely deserve a push. Will Ospreay. he deserves that title. But he's
even though
he's always on the top.
He's always on the top card,
and
he's putting on the best matches and pay-per-views.
Yeah. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe as always. We'll be back with another episode. So stay tuned. Love you guys so much. Appreciate all the support we've been getting.
Yes.
We'll see you guys soon. Peace.